let's see if I can get this camera fixed up here. I've changed the camera settings since I was last streaming. Hopefully you guys can't hear the construction too loudly. It's pretty loud and clear over on my end. Alright, so we're going to want to zoom in on this a little bit here. I was doing some YouTube recording and I clearly need to adjust my settings accordingly. Why? There we go. Zelda, you're fine. You're okay. Zelda! Hello, baby! Hi! You can relax. No. Here. You can go over here. Yeah, you don't need to be up on my lap. I hope you're doing okay today, Super K. How's the volume? Can you hear me all right? Do I need to speak just a little louder? The only construction I hear is the construction of my eyes on this masterpiece. Oh, you are too kind. I appreciate that. I just need to get my camera set up right. There we go. That's a little bit better. And excellent. All right. How are you doing today, Penguin, by the way? I don't believe I've seen you in my stream before. It's lovely to have you. I believe you come from Brennan's server, correct? I think I remember him having a penguin in his server. And pardon my sniffles, I was doing some assembly yesterday, and I happen to be allergic to super glue. So I'm just still a little congested from that, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm doing all right. I've lurked around a bit, but I've never said anything. Well, it's lovely to have you join the conversation. If you want to lurk, that is okay. I completely understand. This is for you guys to have a place to relax in. So, partaking in the conversation is not necessary. Oh, you are from Brennan's server. How lovely. All right, so I had to cancel yesterday's stream, so where do I want to start next on this? I could do the tongue. I could work on the hair a little bit more. That was something I was working on. But there's a lot of these metal cleavers. I think I want to jump straight into that. So, Penguin, do you, if you want to keep talking, do you also do any miniature painting or any Dungeons and Dragons? Maybe some war games? I want to go with this number 3. Glossy black. And we'll grab ourselves some of this gunmetal, and so it's going to be kind of a mix between the different techniques that I usually use. Usually I go with like a dark gray when I'm mixing my gunmetal, but today, because we want more of a horror aesthetic for this, we want the metal to look as dark as possible and just with slight highlights. I don't do either of those. Hey, no need for apologies. That's perfectly fine. Anyone can appreciate And how's the volume right now? Is the volume okay? Is the music too loud? Really dark metallic. So we're just going to go in here. And the brush is a bit too liberal here, which is fine. We're just going to go across. We're just wiping all that excess off rather than dipping into our paint water. Still got quite a bit there. But yeah, I was mentioning earlier, I'm allergic to super glue, which is like one of the most key staples materials that you use usually when you're assembling like resin or metal kits. This song is always a little on the loud side. Let's just fix that up there. This is quite the mellow minis. Hello, Falling Star. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you come on in and say hi. Could somebody, just while I've got my paintbrush on here, and feel free to do it for yourself, Falling Star. Falling Star is also another streamer. If you could give Falling Star a shout out, you can do that by !SO and Falling Star. That would be fantastic. If not, I can do it as soon as I get this paint off of my brush. And how are you doing? How did your, was it scenery that you were working on? I remember you were working on crates, and then there's the big statue. I guess that you could call that scenery. Here we go. And Falling Star, since I know based off your name that you like Magic the Gathering, I also like Magic the Gathering quite a lot. I actually have a room in my server dedicated to Magic the Gathering. If you ever want to join in there, let me know. Me and some of my close friends actually play Commander over Discord. We don't do it in my server typically, but you know, I don't see why I couldn't do that in my server. It's all finished and you're about to start your next kill team. Oh, that's awesome. Were you doing the terrain for kill team? I guess you probably were. Want to really make sure I don't get any of that excess paint on here. Oh, I love this model so much. I have to turn off the family friendly category for painting this mini, but I just feel like it's worth it. It's such a fun model. Ah, yes. Now that I've got that, I can just... There we go. That's a little bit better. Or if it's too loud, I can always turn that down. I feel like I'm probably going to get told the music's too loud. So, if you want it up, let me know. I know all of our audio setups are a little bit different, so I just want to make sure that nothing's too loud. Indeed, it's 3 kill team terrain sets. That is cool. Yeah, terrain is something I need to invest more in. Either time of assembling my own kits or, you know, buying kits. Well, actually, I got a notification that my Dungeons and Lasers for my Kickstarter I backed, gosh, last year, year before, that is finally getting shipped out. So, hey, you're fine. So looking forward to that. That Commander game sounds like a blast. I must warn you, I'm a bit spiky. You know, as long as things aren't annoyingly competitive, I really don't mind. You know, I mean, I think playing for combos is fine as long as you know how your deck works. You know, there's sometimes that person that you know, they don't seem to know the combos for their own deck, which is, you know, if it's a brand new deck, that happens. That happens all the time. I usually like the turn just to play out decently fast. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with wanting to win. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to win. You know, we're kind of built for it. How long have you been playing Magic for? I think, oh man, what is it? I think it's 2003 when I started. Been playing since 7th edition. And holy heck, that was a long time ago. But yeah, I've got decks for most scenarios, so you know, if you're a little competitive, I don't mind. I've got some mildly competitive decks. They're still like for the fun, but you know, I definitely have some that are a bit more effective than others. Oh, there we go. Glove got stuck on the mouse nose. So I need to pluck out some of those supports because it looks like I've still got some, so break that off. I got a knife here. Here we do. Gotta be a little careful on this one. I'm sure it's fine. Hey, Mark Mania, how are you doing today? Lovely to see you. I've been playing a lot since RTR. Is that Return to Ravnica? I think that's Return to Ravnica. Got way into it, ended up playing Modern, and began playing competitively, or at least trying to. Yep, no. That is fair. Good, just working on Knights of the Realm. Ooh, that's exciting. Let's see here. Do I need to raise this? I think I do. Let's raise that up just a little bit. Do that. There we go. And oof, that is way too bright. Let's set this to manual, I think, and then we're just going to turn down the exposure time because I think the aperture priority is making certain things way too bright. That is much better. There we go. Knights of the Realm. I want to say that I know what that is. Could you share a little bit? If you got some links, like to your Instagram or Discord links, I have those set to auto whitelist. Feel free to drop those links. If you've got other links, just let me know ahead of time. I might have to add you to the regulars list. Yeah. I've got a bot that's kind of set to try and take out other bots, so it's a little sensitive with links. You won't get banned, don't worry about it. It's just it'll give you a timeout for a couple seconds, and if it does though, that's going to delete your links, so I just want to make sure. Hey, sounds good. I look forward to it. Yeah, everyone, just so you know, this is a very self-promotion friendly channel. You know, you're not going to hear me say, don't promote yourself. I encourage you all to, you know, share your links. Just let me know ahead of time before you do, in case I have to add you to the regulars list. I just want to make sure you don't get timed out. So I think in this community, it's most important that we all support each other. You like that color? Hi, In Trouble. How are you today? It's lovely to see you. I can tell you all about how I came to this color scheme if you'd like. Oh no, did I get a little piece of metallic on there? I think I did. I'm gonna have to fix that. Or I could always just cover that up with pus later. I think that might be my route. So, End Trouble, this was all with Reaper colors. Hey Shay, lovely to see you. Bonsoir. So, what I did is I went with a deep twilight, and then in the shadowy areas, I used a violet liner. Then I stacked on some dark elf highlight, dusky skin highlight, and the very peak highlights are with vampiric shadow. And then to create more contrast, more in-depth shadows, I went over again with the violet liner mixed with a little bit of, I don't see it here we go, black game ink. Hey Keith, lovely to see you, lovely to see you. I'm doing well. We're just painting this lovely lady here. All right. So I think it's time to start doing up these teeth. So for the teeth, what we're gonna do, because, you know, I think dental hygiene is important, but I don't feel like she's been necessarily taking care of her teeth. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with, provided my paints don't fall down, we're going to start off with some yellowy colors here. I think I like the heavy ochre. So we'll start off with heavy ochre. And then we're going to work our way up to a scuffulous brown. The scuffulous is higher? I don't think that's a higher highlight. Okay. In that case, what we can just do is we can go from there with a khaki. All right, so let's get ourselves some of that ochre color. Ah, my wet palette, that's right. I need to hydrate it. That construction is so loud. I have my mic on like its lowest settings. I'm hoping you guys can't hear the grinding and the jackhammering. Someone said that they could not, but I'm worried about it nonetheless. You know, sometimes we're just really nice to each other. Try to make sure that we don't feel self-conscious. So, yeah. Really want to make sure you guys can hear it. You can hear it, but it's fine. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so loud. They're not a fan of using Colgate. Yeah, exactly. No Colgate, no Crest. Really hot in this room too, so I'm hoping they put an end to that so I can open the window again. Gannon. Our little friend Gannon is here with us. Alright, so that's starting to get to a point that I'm probably going to have to go with a... That's the number 3. Is this the number 4? Yeah, it is. Perfect. Getting to a point where we need a little bit better brush control, so... So it's actually that construction that's going on right now as to why I didn't stream yesterday. Because yesterday they were using the pile driver and I just couldn't think straight. Got the teeth there. Have ourselves a glass of water. Let's see if I can rotate this just a little bit. Oh man, what I would not give for this construction to be done. Alright. So, I think that's about all the teeth there. I guess we could touch up this one right here a little bit. So now we're going to put in the khaki. There we go. I guess I probably could have started with a brown and then worked my way up. If I did a sienna first... Maybe what I'll just do is I'll use a sepia wash. Or sepia ink. Okay. I think before I get to the next step, see if we can give her some eye whites. Now, because we're really trying to go for that kind of horror look, I want to use the furthest thing I can get away with from using white. So we're just going to reuse one of the colors that we used for the skin highlights. And we're just going to start off like that. Because if we make it too, white, if we make the eyes really bright, we kind of risk humanizing it. And this, I'm going to be using this as a horror. This is going to be a monster. This is going to be a zombie in RPG games. It's going to be like a demon prince and tabletop. Like, the very last thing I want is for this thing to look human. Even if it used to be human, like, the look I'm going for here is not to feel bad for it, but to be afraid of it. So I think we're getting close to that. Because this is a very, like, dusky gray white. Or, not even white. I don't know why I'm saying white. It's not a white. So now we're going to go just slightly higher up, but here we can see, like, we're starting to see some of those eyes. Oof. It's definitely a little more unsettling now, I think. Which is good. That's what we want. Yeah. And I don't think we're gonna add pupils to this. I think oh, we're still a bit overexposed. Let's dial that back. Because these are like dark gray, they're not. Let's see, there we go. We're starting to get to it. That one looks really good, but this one's kind of hidden amongst other ones. It's kind of in the light, so I might actually have to take a even higher highlight and put it in that one, because this one we can see it because it's enshrouded in darkness, but the way that I highlighted this, just with the light sources, it would actually make sense. Because I can see on the camera, it just hides in there. And there's a reason why it hides in there, so. When that's the case, we just have to make it lighter than the other eyes. Because this one is technically getting more light. Don't want to go too high. There we go. And just like that, let's fix up the focus. No. There we go. Creepy. So I don't need to do any fine tip works right now, so we're going to take a really nice brush here and we're going to sleeve it back up, and we're going to grab something a little shabbier. We're going to base coat this in black, and then we're going to start putting reds on it. Oh, I say black. We're going to use an off black. There's no reason to pull out a real good black. Or, well, not real good, but a black black. we've done that, I'm going to... Is this my red? No, that's my red liner. We want the dragon red. There we go. So MSP Dragon Red is a really nice red, like dark red. Oh wait, nope, this is not the one I'm looking for. I already have the one I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm thinking Bloodstained Red. Got mistaken. My apologies. So you can see that this looks almost like a brown. It's not quite a brown, but it definitely has that look. But it's going to apply on red. Give me 1 second here. And I'm back. Hey, Lucky Loki. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. To try and get some of that in here. We have to redo the teeth, that's fine. We're only so far into it. Some of that look. Feather that out a little bit. How's it hanging? Things are going all right, you know. I'm just painting away at a model that I'm really enjoying. Can't complain. Gonna apply a base for those handles now. How about yourself? I saw it looked like you were having a little bit of a rough day at work. Or at least a day that felt a little uncomfortable, frustrating. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I know I would have been frustrated. It sounded like you handled it really well. You know what? I'm gonna do something weird. I'm going to try and maintain some cohesion in this and see how that works out for me. So what I just did, and I'll find out if it goes horribly well, if it works magnificently. There's a thing called the mother color, and a mother color is when you take one color of paint and you mix it into all the other paints that you do on the model, and it maintains a certain type of cohesion in the appearance. Now, I was applying this brown to the handle for the wood, and I was finding it was looking odd. It didn't match well with the rest of the model. So I have been using this liner throughout almost all of the skin, and so I wanted to see if I added that to this brown in the handle, would that get me closer to, you know, a cohesive shade? And so far, that seems to indeed be exactly what I'm achieving. I don't know how well the colors are picking up on the camera, but in person, this is very much more satisfying to the eyes than just the brown was before I mixed it. Yeah, it sounds like you have had just a strange week. Oh. There, Loki. have to try that technique. It sounds like a fun painting experience. Yeah, it's not bad. It'll get better. Feel out of balance, big change. Yep, no, exactly. It's, yeah. Change definitely takes adjustment. And yeah, if you want to see someone much better painting, you know, giving it a shot, go check out Ninjon's YouTube channel. He did a video on the mother color, and I love his candidacy. And he's like, now I could have gone and looked it up, but I, you know, and done research, but it just sounded like mixing the same color in with all of my paints, and so I just did that. He's a funny guy. I love his videos. Gosh darn it. Come on. Keep catching the camera on my brush handle. Whoop. Oh, jeez. There we go. Alright. That's going to be a little tricky to get at. Let's see here. I need a little bit more paint. Yeah, no, that's definitely part of it. That's the pile driver I was talking about. To me, it's less about light and that, and more about cohesion. I mean, you can absolutely do it as light on a filter, or like approach it like that. But for myself, I mean, because like when you look at the original paintings that were making use of the mother color, it's less that, I feel, and more just about cohesion of color. Now, that's not to say that you can't use it as, you know, a light filter or the likes. I don't know if that was necessarily the original intention of it, or necessarily the only way to approach or use it. Because, for example, with this model here, I'm not using purple because I am using that as a shadow or anything like that. I'm using purple because I want her to have purple skin. And I added the purple to the wood because the contrast of the color values of the brown and the purple were far too strong. It was drawing attention, and it was in a negative way. So when I added that purple ink to it, what that ended up doing was helping it subtly fit in more with the rest of the model. So it wasn't necessarily anything to do with light. Ah, that's fine. I don't know when when it was that you heard anything, so... All I'm saying is using it for controlling values of light is not the only way to use it. Yeah, because there's more to painting than just light values. Alright, so I did that part. So I like that. So for next, what I could do here, I really want to get those unpainted rodents their color. How do I want to do that? Yeah, exactly. I'm saying light sources, not at all like the only use for it. I'm saying that you could use it for that, and that is a way of achieving it, but that is not at all the only use for the mother color. Because like, have you seen the old like the paintings that the mother colors were originally used for? Yeah. A hue softened, but that's not really necessarily entirely what I mean either. Like, what I'm saying is, okay, here, I think I just need to pull up an example here. I think that's going to be the best way of demonstrating what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about models at all, Loki. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking, have you seen the original mother color paintings where the scheme and the theory comes from? They were Renaissance paintings. Sounds good. You know what I'm gonna say is, if it just helps, the mother, if you're approaching the mother color simply as a way of doing lighting, like light sources, that is actually limiting the use of the mother color. The idea of the mother color, what it it is in its purest form is taking one color, and every paint that you use on on your palette, whether it's a miniature or if it's a canvas, mixing that color into every single paint that you use throughout the entire process. So if we take a look, for example, at